hardest fight to my career, for my career right now, I would say is probably, let me think, man, that's a good question. Mentally, I would go against Ben Henderson too. That was a hard fight, because I remember I embarrassed the guy with the Showtime kick in his hometown, so I knew he was like, I felt like he wanted to get it back, and then all of a sudden the cards match up where we're fighting in my hometown for the UFC world title. So I think mentally, I was spooked for that fight. I didn't know what to expect, and then I go out there and have a flawless performance against him in my hometown, win the belt. It's like mentally preparing for that fight. I just had a lot of pressure because I knew it was in my hometown, but I had the best performance, of my life in that fight. I come to a place in my career where I need the big fights. I've already won the UFC world title. I won the WEC world title. I've been a world champion. I fought everybody. So I feel like at this point, the only thing that excites me are the big names, big fights. People want to see me fight, the big names. So it just makes sense in my career just to chase these big fights. Make my legend when I leave that I fought the best in the world in their prime. No matter who it was, I took that fight and I showed up and I put on a show and put on a performance. If I can go back, in specific moments, I kind of remember these moments too. Like if I can go back when I was the champion of the world, I would tell myself to slow down. You get that belt, you get the money. I come from the hood, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, didn't have much at all. I'm a single parent, so you get that money, you get that attention, that fame, you kind of get driven by that, and I feel like I allowed that to kind of mess up my what got me there, my training, my focus, my drive for fighting. Took second place to the drive for money, how to get more famous, how to get more fans, how to connect with more brands. So I would just tell myself to slow down and kind of let the process happen. When you meet even a company, when you meet a company and it's organic, them relationships last longer than the ones that, when you're at the top and they just try to attach really quick. And, so I think I learned a lot, throughout my career on phases of where you're at and who attaches you to you when and which ones last and which ones don't. I just feel like this phase of my career, mentally, I'm the strongest I've ever been. And my body's already there. I already have the flash, the skill, the it factor. I just got to hone in on the details that made me who I was. Yeah, when the Octagon door closes and I'm locked in on my opponent, you're not thinking about your opponent specifically. You're thinking about yourself. I'm locked in on him, but I'm thinking about, did I prepare right? Did I cut any corners? Did I do the weight cut right? Did I rehydrate right? It's just like the most judgmental moment of your life. Like you are judging yourself so hard, and no one even knows this. You know you're prepared, but in your head you're like, am I prepared? So it's just one of the moments you really you see yourself, you can't lie to yourself. There's no lying in that moment. You're like, either I did it or I didn't do it, and the world's about to see. So it's just one of the moments that, it's a scary moment, but at the same time, it's just one of the free moments. You just find out a lot about yourself. Like, how do you handle that pressure? How do you handle a broken hand in a fight? How do you handle a cut in a fight? It's crazy. Yeah, last fight versus Wonderboy Thompson, another huge fight of my career. That fight wasn't even supposed to happen. I just fought Tony Ferguson. We come off of fight of the year. I should have beat Tony, broke my hand. Obviously, Tony's a amazing fighter. I can't wait to fight him again. But I dropped him, man. I had him with my right hand, dropped him. But I broke his hand like 6 times in my career already. It's already like mush if you see it. But just bad technique on my punches. But so I come off of that fight, fight of the year. We win fight of the year. I call out a guy in a weight class above me, and he's number 3 in the world. It's never been done before. No one just moved up and fought top 5 in the world, unless they were fighting for a title. So people counted me out, man. It was like one of them fights where like, oh, he's too small, he can't make the weight, like he's not gonna be big enough for one of them, he's gonna get babied. But I just knew his fighting style and the way I prepare. Like, we both had these traditional martial arts styles, karate background versus taekwondo background, but I've adapted into much more than taekwondo. So, I called him out, the fight gets booked, main event, we're out in Nashville, and man, I had an amazing training camp, no weight cut. Just like I said, mentally, I was just prepared for who I was fighting. I knew what he was gonna do before he threw it, and I knew it was gonna be a hard fight. Obviously he's bigger than me, he was gonna land some punches, land some kicks. But I just set him up so perfectly. Chopped his legs down, got him to get that stance close, and when your stance is closed, you can't take punches. So I went for it, Superman punch, haymaker style. Caught him, dropped him, like first time Wonderboy's ever been knocked out. So it was just one of them another defining moment in my career. So it's like I know like I have it in me. I just got to set myself up right and make sure that my preparation allows me to do that. People call me Showtime because of that specific thing, of them flashy knockouts. And then I think I attached myself to that too hard. You know, after I won the belt, I tried to be Showtime, and I was forcing these flashy moves where in the Wonderboy fight, you know, I didn't do anything flashy at all until the knockout. So it's like, that's why they're happening. These strong basics, my mindset's strong, I can keep chopping them down. Even if he hits me in the face, chop him down, and then when it's time to put on the show, it just comes out naturally. Like, I didn't mean to Superman punch him, but I did it, man. It was just like one of the moments where just like, I don't even remember, body's on autopilot, hit the knockout. I remember I was surprised too. I seen him on the floor and I hit him 2 more times to make sure the ref saw it, and that was it, man. So another amazing knockout that I get to add to my already crazy highlight reel. It's gonna be a fun camp, especially going against a guy like Nate Diaz. No motivation needed. You know, me and Nate have some history. He's a talented guy. I got a lot of respect for him when it comes to fighting. He's fought some of the best, but this is one of the guys I can't wait to hurt. Like, I really want to get out there and put my hands on this guy. We have a long history, and it is what it is on that end. But just as far as where I'm at in my career, I just feel this is the fight that's gonna launch me to the next phase of my career. I'm excited to get it going.
This is a different type of camp than any other fight.
Yeah, most definitely. This camp, going into this fight, obviously the pressure with the media, the attention, the attention is going to be huge on this fight. People want to see this fight. You know, I'm going to his hometown, California. Obviously, he's not Stockton, but still, he's going to have the fan base there. But for me, it's just one of them fights that was supposed to happen a long time ago. Me and Nate were supposed to fight when I was a champ, and it just never happened. So now I got that opportunity to get out there and put my hands on him.